So the reason why we are here is not because the court or the state filed against me. It's because I wanted to put myself on child support. Now, I understand that I'm not the biological father, sir. When that child was born, sir, I was in the hospital present, sir. I signed his birth certificate, sir. He carries my last name. The real biological father was nowhere to be found. But my name is on his birth certificate. That doesn't matter, sir, because you and the mom, or you or whoever did it, that in front and not in conformity with the laws of the state of Texas. I can put my name on that birth certificate, but that doesn't make me dad. Okay, it doesn't. So why is it that 5 years later? I just don't understand. Why is it 5 years later she wants to say that? If this was the case, why did this happen when he was born? Why does it have to happen 5 years later when I try to put myself on child support to see my son? This is crazy.
Today we have an insane case of paternity fraud, and usually when we hear about paternity fraud, it's a woman lying to a man saying that he's the father of her child. But in this case, the state is alleging fraud. The man who was in court, he's saying that he was not lied to and he knew the whole time the child wasn't his. 5 years. Take a second to make sure you're subscribed to the channel and click the notification bell for all updates. Won't waste any time.
Hold up, y'all. I hate this, bro.
Of Granados, minor child, not considered party being Philip or Richard Alexander Granados, considered party being Alexia Hannah.
So the reason why we are here is not because the court or the state filed against me. It's because
paternity. Court taking judicial notice of the court file, note for the record that both parties were previously served in January of 2024. So both parties are properly before the court in conformity with the Texas Rules of Civil Procedure. So at this time, I ask the state friend open to tell the court what the state's requesting and what you understand agreements and contests to be at this time. Thank you.
Your Honor, the state is requesting DNA testing in this case. The state's alleging fraud. Both parties have admitted that Mr. Granados was not the child's father. However, Mr. Granados has indicated he would not cooperate with DNA testing, so the state is also asking if the court would consider allowing the child's father, or alleged father, to participate in DNA testing. He indicated a willingness to cooperate, but was not able to attend today. The state is also requesting the appointment of an ad litem for the child going forward. There have been multiple convictions for assault family violence in this case. Mr. Granados recently pled guilty to harassment in February of this year. Those are all Bell County cases. And I don't think it's in the child's best interest to have possession or access going until we can get an attorney for the child.
And possession and access with the actual biological father or the alleged biological father, Mr. Granados?
Mr. Granados.
He's still asking for access and visitation?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, excuse me, Your Honor.
No. You do not get interrupt until I tell it's okay for you to speak, sir, okay? This is a court of law. She's up, and you'll get a chance to speak in a moment in your own behalf. But first things first.
The judge said, oh no, there will be order in this court. You are not about to come in there creating chaos like what you've done in your own lives. This guy right here on the right, he was dating the child's mother while she was pregnant. When the baby was born, he signed the birth certificate. He was there at the hospital, but he wasn't the child's father, and he knew it. Fast forward 5 years, he's been a play dad in this child's life, the only person this child saw as his father, but now their relationship is over, and he's still attached to this child. He went to the child support office and attempted to place himself on child support. The mother filed some paperwork, said that he was stalking her, which allowed her to get an open case on him and basically get the court on her side. It also doesn't help that they both know that he is not the biological father of this child. He did sign that birth certificate, but because the mother doesn't want him to be the father, they won't put him on child support and they won't give him visitation. Yeah, that's what's going on here. It's just a hot ghetto mess.
Anyway,
How y'all feel about this in the comments down below? Because it is a ghetto mess we're seeing right now.
I'm gonna go ahead and you say the mother is present, but the alleged real biological father is not. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything else in your opening where I can allow Mr. Granados the opportunity to speak?
Your Honor, just if we do any orders today, I request non-disclosure for Ms. Updike's information.
All right, good enough. All right, Mr. Granados, your turn.
All right, so I'm sorry about this, sir.
That's okay. I know you're not
So,
Lord.
my name is Philip Granados. Nehemiah Granados. Right. So the reason why we are here is not because the court or the state filed against me. It's because I filed for myself. I wanted to put myself on child support. Now, I understand that I'm not the biological father, sir.
You big dummy. This guy's in desperate need of simp intervention. Like I said years ago, simping is a mental illness and should be recognized as such. He's been brainwashed by the feminists, the Jezebels, and the other simps to believe that stepping down to take care of another man's seed is somehow honorable, and he should be praised for it. That's why he's emphasizing he filed the paperwork on himself to pay child support for a child he is fully aware doesn't belong to him. The woman here did not trick this man. He already knew dealing with a pregnant woman. And now he's wanting kudos or extra favor in court because he was raised in this feminist society to believe that he's somehow the good guy for being a fool.
And I understand that I have a history with, I have a past, but since 2018, of November 20th of 2018, when that child was born, sir, I was in the hospital present, sir. I signed his birth certificate, sir. I took that upon myself. He carries my last name. The real biological father was nowhere to be found. The mother of the child, she let me, claim him and take him under. Sir, biologically, he's not my child. But I love that there's nothing that I would not do for him. And this is the reason why we're here now, because there's guys out here who don't do for the kids. And I understand that I've made stuff and I've done stuff in the past, but I can't nobody tell me that my son that I can't, and
here's another simp tactic. They think going along with Jezebel against another man is going to somehow give him grace and honor. The truth is you have no legal right to this child. Nada. And guess what? Let me show you how this works. Now the state is trying to say you're the fraud. Of course, they will never say the woman with 100% rights to this child is at fault for anything. She gave her child the last name of a man she knew wasn't his father. And these other Jezebels and flamingos will clap it up and congratulate her for being able to make a fool out of you. Because that's what he is, a fool. Willingly going along with this, giving her financial benefits. And when she's tired of using you as the play daddy, she can call the court and tell them he's not the real father. And guess what? You're not the father. It's the truth.
All right, here's
crazy to me.
This nigga is one dumbass idiot, bruh. That baby is not yours. And yet you somehow think that just because you from the streets, you could just go in and sign a birth certificate just because you saw the child come out of a woman's womb, and to think that you are that child's biological father, which apparently you're not. So you must have thought that, hey, I may not be the dad, but I'm going to be there for that child. Nigga, that 304 tricked you. You're not the father, bruh. I had a gut feeling since the tattoos, the hat he's wearing. You already know we have a simp in the video. This is hard to watch, bruh.
I got to cut you off here for a moment, sir. But I do have to cut you off. Here's the deal, sir. If you're not that child's biological father, there is nothing I can do about that, sir, because you and she did not get you to be the child's father properly, which means by adoption. If you're not bio dad, then And the only way that you could be that child's father if you went through a legitimate adoption, sir.
Shopify Point of Sale makes it easy to start and grow your retail business. All backed by the world's most powerful.
A legitimate adoption, sir. Otherwise, it's not done. It can't be done, sir. If you're not dad, because the other father wasn't noticed and done properly, there's nothing I can do about that, sir. I'm looking at having to order DNA tests. If you're not dad, you're not dad, and you're not entitled to have any rights as a father, sir.
But my name is on his birth certificate.
That doesn't matter, sir, because you and the mom, or you or whoever did it, and not in conformity with the laws of the state of Texas. I can put my name on that birth certificate, but that doesn't make me dad. Okay, it doesn't.
You know what they say? Everything is bigger in Texas. It's always Texas. Always the countryside. You know that state is known for a lot of crazy paternity situations. You got baby fathers paying child support like nonstop. Hot girl summers, 304 toxic mothers running around doing what they want to do. Instead of being actual mothers, they rather just throw their lives away for a straight nigga. It is obvious.
So why is it that 5 years later, I just don't understand, why is it 5 years later she wants to say that, if this was the case, why did this happen when he was born? Why does it have to happen 5 years later when I try to put myself on child support to see my son?
He's wondering why is the biological father being brought up now and not
clown,
5 years ago? You're the
An
one who
actual
went out buying
clown.
diapers and clothes and everything else for another man's child, but you can't buy a clue. Obviously, the biological father is now in cahoots with the mother. The mother says she don't want you around anymore. She's telling you to get out the picture and get lost. So what does she do? She called up her real baby daddy to get him to cooperate with the court against you. Just how you cooperated with her against him for years. And guess what? When they're done pushing you out the picture, they're about to come after him next. See, because she's been only using you this whole time just to get at him.
Okay, here's the deal, sir. I don't know why, but the bottom line is that's not your son. If you're not the biological
father, do you hear me?
Yes, sir. If you're not the biological father, that's not your son.
I can't hear. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, he is my son.
Okay,
he is my son.
Legally, he's not your son, sir. I'm not going to argue with you about it. Okay, I know what the law is, and you're making
that's fine.
Emotional argument that doesn't have any basis in Texas law. Sorry, sir.
Okay. Well, can't nobody tell me that he's mine or he's mine. He's not mine, so that's fine. Well, thank you.
All right then, sir. And you don't want to take a DNA test, is that correct, sir?
No, sir.
Okay. All right then, sir. I'm going to go ahead and, first off, sir, you just told the court in a live courtroom that you're not dad, all right?
I am dad. I never said I am dad.
No, I'm sorry. Sorry. You just told the court that you're not the biological father. Is that correct, sir?
Basically, he just told on himself. I mean, everybody is trying to tell him, look, you're not the father, bruh. You're not the child's daddy. So stop trying to pretend like you are, but you're not. The girl used you to get back at her biological baby father. And you still are in denial, bruh. You are the absolute worst, the ultimate simp I've ever seen in this video, bruh. Now you just comes off, now you're just coming off as desperate. This is embarrassing.
What do you want, a DNA test?
Yes, sir.
I'm not giving a DNA test. I'm his dad. I'm his daddy. He's never known of anybody else. His biological dad knew about him and didn't want to do it.
Here's the deal, sir. I'm finding at this point that there's inconclusive evidence that you are the father. I'm going to go ahead and allow DNA testing for the alleged father and the child and the mom. I'm not going to accept any orders making a finding that you are the child's biological father at this point, because I've got no evidence, sir, to the effect that you are the biological father. And until I get evidence one way or the other, yay or nay, I'm not going to set up anything. I'm going to keep everything as is. I'm not going to order visitation, child support, anything along those lines until I get a DNA test from either you or the real dad, or the alleged biological father, where the court can proceed under the laws of the state of Texas as far as what I can do for a biological father. So At this time, sir, if you want to go out and hire your own lawyer and file any type of counter you wish, you can go out and seek such at this time, sir. But the bottom line, sir, at this time, I'm making a finding that the child is not your, I'm sorry. Based on your testimony, I'm going to say to the child that the court has sufficient reason to believe that the child is not your biological child. I'm going to go ahead and set up the court-ordered DNA test, and you can participate in that testing.
Bro, I don't know who is talking, but it sounds like you can't even talk either. Just take your time saying what you gotta say. Or better yet, don't say nothing at all.
If you want, but I'm definitely going to go ahead and order for the mom, the child, and the alleged biological father. And like I say, if you want to participate, you can. But otherwise, that's going to be the court order. I'll ask the state to prepare that.
So if I don't participate, then what happens?
What's going to happen, sir? The real dad will participate, and if it comes back he is the biological father, I will find that he's the biological father and proceed with child support visitation and so forth and so on with the real bio dad.
Okay. So if the real biological father, if he says that, what happens? I don't understand what's next. Do I need to hire an attorney, or what if I don't take the DNA test? What's going to happen?
Nothing's gonna happen, Pookie Pablo. This baby is not yours. Go on with your life. Find a wife and have legitimate children that are really yours. That's what you do.
Okay, sir. I can't speculate what's going to happen. I can tell you, I'm ordering the DNA test, and whoever comes back as bio dad is the one that will get the court order, sir. And if you want to do something different, yes, you need to go seek your own legal advice from a licensed attorney, sir. This is crazy.
Well, at least I tried. For 5 years I tried, and can't nobody else say that. Can't nobody ever say that they tried it. I raised a kid that wasn't like. Come on now, bro. This is crazy. But okay, thank you, sir. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
And just like that, an immature young man storms off like an immature brat because he got told no for the first time, which seems like it. These people try to tell you, bro, you're not the father. Move on. Let it go. She used you. She plays you. Ain't nothing you can do, bro. She used you to get back at her ex. So the best thing listen. The best thing for you to do right now is move the hell on, bro, because if you continue to try to persuade this woman and claiming that you are the father of her child, then it's obvious to me that you are not in the right mind of thinking logically and understanding the truth of your downfall, bruh. And that's why you're in this position of what you are right now. Because you just refuse to listen to what everybody is trying to tell you.
I will be having an attorney. Thank you.
No, I don't feel sorry for Pookie Pablo. Luckily, in this case, the law worked indirectly to protect this fool. He's really up here trying to get sympathy for signing up to take care of another man's baby. He's like, what's going to happen now? I'll tell you what's going to happen. The biological dad is about to enter the picture, and you're getting tossed out. I'm just saying, crashing out over another man's seed is wild.
All right, yes, sir. Go talk to your own. Again, I can't give you legal advice, sir, and you need to talk to your own counsel. All right, thank you. All right, Ms. Hubbard, do the order.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, and amend the pleadings. They include who the alleged father, the real bio father is, and the court will find that the father did. He wasn't under oath, but he did come before the court and admitted, the person that did the AOP admitted that he was not the biological father. So based on that, I'm going to go ahead and grant that DNA testing, and let's get this done. And let's go ahead and appoint that item. So let's go ahead and appoint Ms. Garcia.
Your Honor, Ms. Garcia was representing him in one of his criminal matters.
Okay, and Ms. Garcia's out. Then let's go ahead and go with, let's see who's next. All right, let's go with Mr. Brimhall.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, is the mom still here?
I am still here. I'm present.
All right, Ms. Updike, you have to turn your video over. Raise your right hand, ma'am. Do you solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you're going to give here today is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you?
I swear.
All right, then, ma'am. You've heard the discussions that have been going on. Is it your testimony today that the AOP was not done correctly? That the person that's listed in AOP that just left the courtroom is not the biological father of this child?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
And the state has the name of the real biological father?
Yes, sir.
And the state's telling the court that he will go ahead and do the DNA testing. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, the state's going to prepare an order for such, ma'am, and I've given the child a lawyer. So the child's lawyer's name is Isaac Bramhall. And
Okay.
if you have any questions about anything going forward, you can contact him. But remember, ma'am, he's not your lawyer; he's your child's lawyer, and he's going to do what's in your child's best interest. And I'm unfortunately for the gentleman that was in here, it's in the best interest of the child that the real father be named the father and not somebody you can't commit. I'm not going to call it fraud.
Now look, the judge is up here sipping too. He's refusing to call it what it is, talking about he's not going to call it fraud.
That explains why he was talking to the beta male that was trying to be the father like that. Somehow, I'm not even surprised.
Fraud. That AOP previously submitted, it was all her idea because at the time she was trying to get at her baby daddy. Well, look at this form. Right here, it says it is a felony to falsify information on this document. The penalty for knowingly making a false statement on this form or signing a form which contains a false statement is 2 to 10 years imprisonment and a fine of up to $10,000. False information was knowingly placed on that document and submitted, so why?
And somehow she's not arrested. Look, I've said this all the time in my video. Wrap it up. Know who you with. Know who you having babies with. Make sure that they are the right one for you. It's not a game, y'all.
He call it fraud. And why isn't this lady being prosecuted for 2 to 10 years? But we all know the answer.
You can't sign off on one of those and actually terminate, but technically it's terminate the parental rights of the real parent without a proper proceeding. So the court's going to go ahead and set this up and do it in accordance with the law. So at this time, Ms. Updike, do you have any questions?
I think the only question I have is, I don't even know if I can ask, but I'm going to ask anyways. There is an extensive background of family violence and domestic violence between Philip Granados and I. I think at this point, I'm just scared.
Hey, if your partner is being secretive with their phone, you need to do this now.
Philip Granados and I think at this point, I'm just scared. Just to be completely...
He's not a part.
I mean, you weren't scared when you were using him to get back at your ex. So I don't understand what you're scared now. That's where Texas be off the chain, bro. No cap.
Technically, why he's still in this case, he's not a part of this case. He doesn't have any rights whatsoever. I'm going to grant the non-disclosure. So, man, he's in. Same category of being just a third-party person. So, again, since I...
Oh, my God.
Can't make any orders for him. I can't technically make any orders against him other than the non-disclosure. And you have the absolute right to protect yourself in any manner, way, shape, or form as if he was just a stranger on the street, okay?
And she's an idiot too, because 5 years ago you had a relationship with another man other than the father of your child while pregnant. See, what she was trying to do was make her baby daddy jealous by dealing with some other guy whose elevator doesn't go all the way up. This flamingo thought she had conquered a fool. A simp that will come in, help you get revenge on your baby daddy, and then also use him to take care of the child. Yeah, you thought you had a fool. Well, guess what? Now you're scared because the fool is on the loose. He's feeling like he got the short end of the stick, and you think he might just try to get revenge on you.
Okay.
So obviously you don't have to have, and I'm not ordering any contact, and I'm ordering non-disclosure. Anything else that comes up, ma'am, then obviously as a stranger, you have the absolute right. You can ask the DA of the Atlanta where you might go, but obviously, ma'am, you're probably eligible for protective orders by a private attorney, by the county attorney's and office and the district attorney's office. I haven't practiced before these guys in forever, and I know the county attorney of Bell County used to always do the protective orders, and every now and then the district attorney would do one when it was related to a criminal case. So you might want, if you're looking for protection, then you might want to go ahead and see about contacting those two offices for that purpose. And you could ask the Atlanta whether or not because for the protection of his client, is there anything else that can be done? And if you're worried about any type of protection for the child, then Ms. Hubbard, I would go ahead and grant the Atlanta the right to proceed in district court under this cause number with a protective order if he deems necessary for his client, and obviously that would be inclusive of the mom. Okay.
It's also interesting how they're not supposed to be advising anybody, but always seem to game up these Jezebels when they come into the courtroom. The judge is always low-key their attorney.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, so I'll go ahead and authorize that. But tell Mr. Brimhall if he does go that route, he wants a protective order before the district court. Let the judge know so I can give the DJ the heads up. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Anything else, Ms. Hubbard?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
I have one more question. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
so sorry.
That's okay.
Nehemiah is in school. Will this order, will I be able to get some type of paperwork so I can take to the school? Because I do not want to send him back to school until I have some type of paperwork to where Mr. Granados cannot get in contact with my son.
Ms. Hubbard, put in that paperwork until further on the court. Mr. Granados is not to have any access whatsoever to the child personally or through any type of third-party institution, including schools, hospital, the normal things that a real parent would have access to. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
And that way, mom can take that straight to the school and say, "Hey, he's that have no access to anything concerning the child or the child's records."
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Anything else, Dan? Any other questions, Ms. Updike?
No, sir. That's going to be all. Thank you so much, Your Honor. You have a good one.
All right. Have a happy Easter and be careful out there, ma'am. And don't eat too many chocolate bunnies or Easter eggs, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Do not even think about hitting me upside the head with one of those confetti-filled eggs. I will have you arrested, all right?
Okay, sounds good.
I break my own kids with that one, all right? You hit me with the head, and I will have my deputies arrest you.
How do we go from a serious case of the DNA test to... How do we go from a serious case of a DNA test to all of a sudden joking about Easter? This is why I cannot take these court cases seriously. It's like 1 minute it gets really serious, and the next minute it turns into some type of joke. Talking about some not eating too much candy on Easter. Like, bruh, we're talking about the child and the baby father, and adults in this video are at some point it just seems kind of hopeless of going to these courts via Zoom, knowing full well that the stacks will always be up against men, like always. But if a woman does the unthinkable, she gets a pass. If a man does something the unthinkable, he'll be put in jail for life. Double standards. But at this point, this video really confused me, bro. It's like we went from talking about a simp that is so desperate to be the father of a child that is not even his. And we have the baby mother, the 304, use the simp to get back at her ex, her biological baby father. And now, I don't know if this is a judge or a lawyer, but it sounds like a judge to me because the way he was sipping for this, yeah, all of them suck at this point.
Y'all have a wonderful one. Happy Easter.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
The American family court system is just one big joke, usually
It
on
is.
men and children. Deputies should be arresting this woman for lying on the AOP and using it to take away rights from the biological father. Now that the other guy is out of the picture, do you think the biological father will be able to determine for himself if he wants to be recognized and made legally responsible or not? Just like the mother was able to do for 5 years? But when she wanted to get rid of that simp who helped her do it, she brought her real baby daddy back into the picture to help her get rid of the simp. Young ladies, do not have babies by any man that's not your husband. Do not go around having illegitimate children in these random situationships and uncommitted relationships. If you don't do that, then you won't have to worry about looking for a replacement while pregnant, which is disgusting, by the way. All of it is out of order. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started. Let me know what you think about this below. Special thank you to Rob P. I appreciate you, Rob, for all.
Hey man, shout out to the Pink Book Lessons once again for this amazing content. Yeah, this was a wild video and a wild case, and I knew this was about to be a joke because a guy with tattoos all over his body, wearing a hat that looks like a thug, that wants to be the father. This is why we always have Pookies and Ray Rays having babies everywhere without even being married or being in a committed relationships. And you know what? It's obvious to me that these kids are going to end up being confused as to who the father is. And the mothers are to blame for it. I'm sorry, but that's just the truth. Because if you're not being careful of your choices, then that's exactly what's going to happen. So at the end of the day, I feel like, to me, and I've always said this from the jump, paternity test needs to be mandatory, and it needs to be brought up, and it needs to be made by law. So there's no more paternity frauds everywhere. Not just Florida, but everywhere across the globe. So links to the original video, and I'm going to catch y'all.